Learner's permit.
Learner's permit. Learner's permit.
Learner's permit. Learner's permit. Hello and welcome to the Learner's Permit podcast, a show where four friends lock themselves in a room and forcefully educate each other on the topics they're most passionate about. Each week, one host selects a subject to educate the other three about in hopes of broadening their woefully narrow horizons. My name is Adam. Across the table from me is...
Tired. I'm Austin.
And on my right is...
It's me, Liam. Adam, I'm loving the amount of energy you're coming into this one with. And also, you know, Austin, I get the surprise. I've been caught off guard by the across the table throw before, you know.
Yeah, I'm not ready to catch this morning, if you know what I mean.
Last, but certainly not least, on my left.
Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Cody, it's me. Hey, Adam, I just have to say, I really have to say, welcome back. I'm really glad that our studio manager was able to hire the best lawyers and get you out of that facility.
I was a little scared there for a minute.
It's truly a pleasure that you're back. Did you pick up the shoes by any chance?
I did, yeah.
Good.
Was the roof really as slanted as they say?
It was not only slanted, but it was like somebody just coated it in Vaseline. It made it really hard to aim, frankly.
I just want to know, you know, they use those tricks in the WWE where they got the razor blade in their waistband. Yep. Or you know, their headband or whatever. And they kind of like, when they get hit, it makes them bleed a bunch.
Yep.
Were you ever supposed to hit?
I mean, I wasn't coached that far. They just kind of...
Okay, they just kind of threw you into it.
They just said have a go at it.
No pun intended,
Well,
but it was
I know-
trial by fire.
I know you're limited in what you can say, and we probably shouldn't speak too much on the subject. So we're just glad to have you back. That's what I want to say.
Thank you.
It was a weird couple
NDAs
weeks.
are fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to break those.
I feel refreshed, you know. They say failure is the best teacher, and I think that's true. You just got to know how to not turn that into a pattern and come away with a valuable lesson. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, they say if you can't succeed, try and try again.
Thank God I got some really good lawyers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, how has life been for you this past week since you've been a free man?
It's been. You know, we're out here existing on that daily grind, getting that bread. I will say it's been rather nice not having to edit the podcast because we got a couple studly gentlemen stepping up to the plate now.
Yeah, well, this one's on you.
That is the noise of a studly gentleman.
You mean to say that everyone is now editing their own episodes?
Indeed, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
Little
feel
peek
like an
behind
old
the curtain.
person trying to learn that program.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve.
It's not super complicated, but the moment that I look back in the editing history and I don't see the thing that I'm like, okay, a mistake was made and I can't find it in here, the old person panic sets in and you just start clicking things. Yeah. And then you can feel your youth slipping away from you as you're trying to desperately understand
Trying to call your grandson to come over and fix your computer.
I don't know why it keeps turning off on me.
Oh, cheese and crackers. What did I just click?
Yeah, I felt like an old person because I was editing it and your track has something underneath it that I don't know. It's different from the rest of all of them.
What do you mean?
I can't get it to go away. It's like the waveform, right?
Yeah.
And then underneath it is this, what looks like a second track with no waveform in it, but it's on the same file. Everyone else's is fine.
Well, here's what I'm going to do to save you some embarrassment. We'll cut this part out and I'll show you. We'll just screen share with me.
And
we'll do that.
the third settings with the circles on, I can't figure out how to get.
What are you talking about?
I'll get you on this stuff. You are sounding like a grandpa talking about this stuff, so that's why I'm trying to save
The
you.
third setting with the circles?
That's
Okay.
fine.
Oh, it's the setting with the circles, the part to do, and there's a line. I don't know what to do. There's the line on my screen, and I can't get it to go away.
circles, but I can't get there.
It keeps getting bigger.
Is my brother in Christ using a MacBook?
I'm using an Alienware. I'm very overqualified for this.
Ooh, big spender.
Hardware wise.
How are you gentlemen doing? Liam, how are you doing?
Phenomenal. Last time we recorded, I was in recovery. And now I am back at full power. In fact, I feel like I've kind of gone Super Saiyan on this one. I've come back stronger and more energetic than ever, and I fear for your safety.
Liam and I have some really, really good energy today. Where we
Truly.
some things happened the past couple weeks.
Hmm.
Austin's birthday was a prior weekend.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
And then we stayed up and drank all night, and then we played baseball, which was nice. And then last night, we spent the night watching Twilight and drinking until 4 a.m.
Correction. 7:10 was the last time I remember seeing.
Yeah, I fell asleep at some point.
7:10 a.m.
Yeah, Cody went to bed a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I passed out. I was shotgunning beers for hours.
Honestly, the fact that you have this much energy, props to you.
I know. It was that 2 hours of sleep I really got that really fucking foisted me. Really set my sails going.
Sometimes that's all it takes just to boost you into the stars.
Yeah, and it's like, it was great.
That's also a Weezer song. I've got the wind in my sails.
I would like to say you should specify what the party was that you went to last night.
Oh, we were watching the Twilight movies.
Yeah, so the little marathon watch of the Twilight movies.
We were supposed to watch the marathon of it, but we ended up only watching the third one.
And did you pre-game the second movie, or were you completely
I did
lost?
already see the second movie.
Okay.
I was totally, at the end of the second movie, I was like, I still don't understand what's wrong with Jacob. He's not weird to me. He actually asked permission to come into Bella's room, did a sweet ass little parkour move to get up into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Oh yeah, he does do that.
yeah, and then they had their moment, and then he was like, I gotta go. And then jumped out and fucking did like a front flip or something crazy. Way cooler than watching a girl while she sleeps without consent.
Oh, I don't disagree, but also, so you'll get to it eventually once you finish. You didn't finish, right? You guys didn't watch, was it Breaking Dawn?
Part 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah, we
you
only
didn't watch
watched the third movie.
The clips.
He gets,
So here's the thing, he licks his own balls.
He definitely does.
That's one part
he's
of
a
it.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he licks his
Yeah.
own balls and asshole.
Well, anyway, I'm sure we'll have a conversation in depth about that at some point in the near future.
I hope so.
Maybe we'll watch Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2, and then we could talk about the whole.
The whole saga.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry that I just wanted
to bring this up to say it's been a whole mess this morning.
Yeah.
You know, you guys stayed up till 7 a.m. playing baseball, and then Austin woke up and decided to go see the new Kevin Costner film, which was totally unsanctioned. But, you know, I just think we're starting from a weird place here, but everybody's got surprisingly high energy because 2 people at this table got 2 hours of sleep. Well, I guess you got 3, right? With the extra.
3 people.
No, so when I texted you guys is when I woke up and then downed coffee and came up here.
That was like what, 9?
It was 10. It was,
Yeah, it was like
9:54.
9:45.
So you fell asleep like at 7:30. I slapped your ass, tried to wake you up, and you went, okay, I'm getting up. And then
Well, why would that wake him up? That's what you do every morning.
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it.
That's fine. You appreciate it. You tourniqueted my leg last night.
Yeah,
You were practicing. You were Carlisle.
I was Carliling you guys.
Yeah, it was nice. You hit my nut at one point. That was
Yeah, and that's a side effect, but I'd rather have you alive.
I thought that was
with
just
hurt
part of the
balls.
routine. Like, I thought that was the next step after he taps your ass.
Yes, alive with hurt balls is a lot better than dead with no balls.
Yeah.
Well, I just meant to say we're all in a great place of good energy here, and I'm very surprised given the circumstances. But why don't we get into it?
Yeah. Let's get into it. Let's be here. Adam,
I would like to pose a question to you lads.
I don't like questions.
Well, it's
I
too
like
fucking
statements.
bad.
I like statements.
Gentlemen, have you ever been told a secret that you really wanted to share, but you couldn't, and maybe you did anyway? You know, it's a very human thing. You get made aware of some piece of information that is just so juicy, you couldn't possibly fathom to keep it locked up in your own noggin. You want to share that experience with other people, but maybe it's not always the morally correct thing to do. Do any of you have an experience on either side of the table when it comes to something like that? Because I know at least one of us does.
What is that supposed to mean? What are you looking at me like that for?
Is there a secret that you know that Cody knows? That
Well, one,
share, please share. If he's not willing to share for him.
I'll give him one more chance before I just decide to take it upon myself.
Is it?
The ball is in your court. No pun intended.
I don't really think it's like a secret. Is it?
Well, I mean, it was sensitive information.
What is your secret?
I sent a Snapchat of my penis to our other buddy by mistake.
I didn't get it.
I know. It was supposed to be for you.
You sound despondent.
I am, because when I heard the list was extensive of the people that you sent it to.
I sent it to one person.
Who was it supposed to go?
Are
to?
you sure?
It was supposed. I know who it was supposed to go to.
Me. No, I'm
I sent it to one person. It went to
A different person.
And then I was in the shower when this happened. And
This is already more specific than I thought we were going to get.
I was in the shower and I went full panic, dripping wet out of the shower. Yeah, you know it. Out of the shower. I was like, fuck. And I texted him And I was like, yo, do not open that Snapchat. Do not open. This is how you delete it. Don't. I called him, didn't answer.
Was this Adam?
It was a mutual friend of ours. It was. We'll bleep that out.
But
How does that even?
hold on.
They're not even close.
I know I hit what I hit.
Are they next to each other?
It must have been like a recent thing.
Ah, that makes sense.
Must have been.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I texted him. I called him. He didn't answer. I'm in a towel. I sprint out to my living room. I get on Skype and Adam and are in the call.
And you didn't realize that you were video chatting in Skype and your towel came off.
No, it was just voice. It was just, yeah, right.
Don't open that Snapchat. It was just dangling.
I was upfront and I was honest. I was like, hey guys, don't open this. Listen, don't fucking open it.
Was it already opened at that time, Adam?
No, it wasn't.
Not quite.
And I went, don't open it. This is how you delete it. They went, okay, cool. And I went, all right, bye. I left.
My favorite thing to imagine is the Skype call sound. I mean, boop, boop, boop,
So
boop, boop,
while
boop. Guys, don't open that Snapchat.
while we were on this call, in the spirit of full transparency, neither of us took it seriously whatsoever.
That's stupid.
So
There's no reason for
I just need to say something because I've heard this story before. The version I've heard before is very different than this. Because this sounds like, Cody, you did everything in your power. Mid-shower, once you realize. Wait, how did you realize?
He
at some point when you see it and you're like,
send.
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You see the send and you're like,
shit.
So I heard it that Adam was the one who received the Snapchat directly.
so
And that it was just not knowing and then saw it. Now, this is an entirely different context if what's happening is that you accidentally sent it to a mutual friend.
Yes.
Actually reached out to them before it was opened.
Yes.
And then spoke to both of them.
Yes.
And this was still open and viewed.
I did everything in
The
my
nature of
power.
this- the nature
aside
of
from
this-
going to that person's house,
This is a whole-
grabbing their phone and putting a bullet in it.
So help me God, I will end you. I don't know who you are. I will find you.
I can't explain why, but as this was unfolding,
I did everything I could.
you did.
I hear you, Cody.
And
You're heard. You're valid.
The two of us totally thought you were bullshitting. Neither of us were taking it seriously.
The guy frantically joins into the Skype call
I
saying,
told you, I'm
please don't
dripping
open
wet."
it. Please don't open it. And you
We
think,
thought he
"Wow,
was
this
just
guy's-
being wacky and funny.
This guy's just joshing
Well, to
us."
be fair, I was kind of wacky and funny
So
at the time.
did he turn it around to the fucking?
I don't
Yes.
know. Let Adam
So-
tell the story.
At one
after,
point,
I gotta say, after I got off the call, I immediately went back into the shower and finished my shower.
Did you take
finished
another Snapchat
finished what?
video?
No, I didn't. I caught my losses.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how you would continue that afterwards.
They're hilarious.
Open yourself up to make that mistake again.
He said, all right, I'll play it safe. I'll just send a butthole video this time.
That could be anybody. Everyone's got one.
our buddy in a sort of joking around kind of voice was like, what if it actually is his dick? And I was like, it probably isn't. And then he was like, should we open it? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I'm not going to look at it, but I will tap on the Snapchat and then I will hold up my phone screen to the webcam so you can see it. So didn't see it. I did.
You guys had every opportunity to not do it.
Legitimately, we thought he was bullshitting. At least that was the impression I was under. Like, I thought he was just yanking our chain.
I was yanking, all right.
And then once opened the Snapchat and held up his phone to the webcam, I was like, oh, it actually is it's his dick.
For me, there's just so many parts of this where you had to voluntarily opt into it. Because first of all, it wasn't sent to you.
Uh-huh.
You were on a video, like you were on an online chat with the person who was sent to. Cody had already verified, hey, this is my penis. You're going to be seeing my penis if you open this. And then he gets off the call, and worst case scenario, I imagine Cody's expecting, might accidentally like open it if we can't figure out how to delete it, right?
Yeah, but you can just tap real quick and just don't look.
Well, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I could hear it. I don't remember if it was a video or a.
Oh man, were you playing like some soft R&B music in the background or something? At the very least? Yeah.
No, don't associate me with R. Kelly while I'm fucking in the bathroom, dude.
I legitimately thought he was fucking with us.
I will say one thing. Curious.
Cody's got nothing to be ashamed of.
Very curious.
We'll put it that way.
What does that
Thanks,
mean?
Adam.
Now that you've spoken on it, we need a verdict. What's on the 1 to 10? 1 to 10. What are we talking here?
Are we talking like
Let's go.
Quality wise.
quality?
Quality wise.
Cody's a solid 7.5 to 8.
Wow. Cody, that's a glowing review right there.
That's really good.
And he saw it in action in an extended video with you, doing stuff. That's like at
wasn't
the
just
prime.
a photo. It was a video.
No, it was a video. So
Yeah, I guess because you did say you could hear it.
Yeah.
It was very wet sounding.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 7.5, though. That's pretty good. Pretty good, Cody.
Regardless of the decisions that were made that day, I seem to remember you had some feelings, Cody. How did you feel once this sensitive material was leaked and witnessed?
I thought you guys were fucking stupid. How about this? I went to school and I was like, hey, mutual friend. And he went, hey. And I was like, I'm sorry. And he goes, it's okay.
And did he say I showed it to Adam on his request?
No, I didn't know at that time.
So how long did it take for you to find out that Adam had
I
seen your
think
penis?
Adam, like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, I think I just confessed.
What'd you say? You say, haha, I saw your penis?
I genuinely don't remember how that conversation went.
Nice
It had
cock.
potential to go that way. Yeah.
That is one of those things where I feel like because it happened in high school, you're too young to be able to really grasp the situation and,
He grasped the
and
situation.
realize you're grasping something, that's for sure. But I just mean, you couldn't realize your own power in that scenario. You probably took that as, I can't believe I'm humiliated. I can't believe that this video was shared with somebody else.
Oh, I don't
and
care.
somebody saw it. Well, you don't care now, but were you not a little bit
I
embarrassed then?
distinctly remember you being kind of angry.
Yeah, well, because you guys are fucking stupid. But I don't think I was humiliated. I think I was just like more disappointed that nobody listened to me.
I was just going to say that leaks can result in a wide array.
Oh, there was leaking, all right.
I was waiting for you to do that.
Array of consequences and emotions, not too dissimilar to the game industry, where several substantial leaks have taken place and had some not so fortunate aftermath, but maybe not always the worst case scenario. The first example that comes to mind is one that I know Austin really resonates with, and that is The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
What is this about this that you resonate with?
The Last of Us 2, the whole script, and I don't even know if there was gameplay. There might have been gameplay.
It was over an hour of gameplay and cutscenes, and it basically gave away arguably one of the largest plot points.
Yeah. And one of the developers who actually had been with the studio for years had released the entire script. So people, and this is what I don't understand, because we talked about this a little bit before. People sat there and read through the whole thing. Like, I'm excited for the game.
Yeah.
I want to wait to play the game. And then there's all these people on the internet that's like, I read the whole 35-hour script just to ruin it for myself. And this is everything that happened. And this is why you shouldn't buy the game. And I'm like, okay.
Well, that's stupid.
I do something similar.
With what?
You ruin it for yourself?
I read my I can't talk about thing. Spoilers.
Okay. Yeah.
I read the spoilers every week. Because I can't stop myself. I read the spoilers every week.
Before it's translated?
Yes.
You should stop.
I can't.
Don't do that.
And then I read the chapter.
What do you mean you can't?
And
You
then,
have to seek that out. Unless you have a guy who you hire or who's in your life who's just actively summarizing it to
Cody
you.
with a C.
I didn't even know that he could read Japanese.
It's crazy.
I want to get in contact with these guys that are translating so I can make false spoilers, so you'll be pleasantly surprised when you get into it. Like,
Yeah, but then I like, fuck. So I understand. I can understand people being like, oh, I can empathize with that.
but the whole thing.
Yeah, that's really different.
There was really a myriad of issues.
The entirety of the script is a lot different than like, oh, there's one chapter of like, how many pages is it? Chapter 10?
17.
17. Yeah, 17 pages is way different than 35 hours worth of script.
That's fair.
The first blind playthrough that I had of that game took me 35 hours. Like, there's no way.
I don't know if game scripts follow the same relative rule of thumb as movie scripts, but you're talking 1 minute per page. So if you got 35 hours
Jesus
of script,
Christ.
that is what, 35 times 60? That's like 1,900 or like 2,100 pages.
They
of
read
script.
the whole thing.
Yeah, that's
And then
longer than most Stephen King novels.
Like, trying to avoid spoilers for The Last of Us 2 before it came out was like stepping into a fucking minefield. Like, it was just, you wanted to go about your life, but you couldn't help but step on this shit. Like, pretty much the biggest plot point in the game was spoiled, which I already knew was coming.
Which plot point is that?
Yeah, at this point, if you haven't played it, it's kind of your deal.
No,
I Do you not know?
I know, but
Oh, well,
other people who aren't.
Through my research, I know what it is.
Yeah. So
wait. Spoiler warning. You know what it is? So
I
everyone in
do.
this room knows what it is? Okay.
But the
spoiler
studio,
warning
the studio
to
manager doesn't.
Well, whatever. Fuck it. She can. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a spoiler warning here. Is she going to play it?
No, we're gonna watch the show though.
Who cares? The show hasn't gotten any. Who
Yeah.
give a fuck?
Right.
Anyway, we're going to put a spoiler tag right here, and we'll put a time code for where the spoiler talk ends. Yes, and we'll cut it. We want to do that clean.
the spoilers are just standing there menacingly.
Do you want to just give us the wee woo real quick?
So I had already deliberated with one of our other friends and was like, Joel's definitely going to die. Like, that's just the natural
Where
progression.
did he had? I mean, from the first game, I've played it. I haven't played the second one, but I knew he died because it was omnipresent. Everyone would be like, I can't believe you fucking killed him. But
we
like,
knew it was coming.
he's a bastard who damns the world because
right.
he's got a fucking. I mean, look.
If it was even going to work, I'm
know.
more worried about what he did, the emotional consequences that he put onto Ellie than the rest of the world. Because at that point, the rest of the world's so
Well, yeah,
far gone.
he fucked her and fucked everybody else over in the process to be selfish because he missed his daughter.
Yeah.
Which I get. That's like the most human ending to a video game ever.
Which is why I think it's
haven't played the
perfect.
second game. I was like, it didn't need a sequel.
It didn't.
I don't care. I'm sure it's good.
The beauty of the end of the first game is you already know the second game's going to happen and it doesn't need to happen. Like,
Yeah.
you know they're going to go forward and that
Yep.
Ellie knows.
It's going to be an entire rift between them because the dialogue exchange that they have at the end of the first game.
She's
makes
giving
it
him a
very
chance
clear.
to come clear,
Yes.
to come clean. And he decides, nope, I'm
I'm going to lie to you.
Yeah. And so, like, also thought it didn't need a sequel. I was still kind of excited because it's one of those things where it's like your thing that you love gets another thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Everyone I know who's played it has loved the story. So it's amazing. It's a must
It's a
play.
little bit muddy because it's just it's too long. It should have been
Part of why I haven't
Twilighted.
played it.
Yeah, it should have been Twilighted or Harry Potter.
5 movies, 5 games.
No, sorry, it should have been Deathly Hollowed Part 1 and Part 2, right? So, which I guess is in
The Last of Us Part 2.
Part 2. Yep, Part 2 squared. But we knew he was going to die because that's like the natural progression of things, right? Like, where do you go from there? But the fact that it was like, oh yeah, he dies and then this is how he died. Like they hyper fixated on how it happened. And I was like, okay, this is really weird that everyone's upset. Like, I get it. Everyone's upset, but that's the point. You're supposed
Doesn't
to
he
be
get
upset.
eviscerated by the daughter of somebody they killed in the end of the first game?
Yeah. So you can't avoid doing it because it's one of the like,
It's a canon event.
Yeah. So but you literally cannot advance the game.
In
Joel
that
will
scene, do
always
you
kill
play as her or as Joel?
in the second game.
Yeah, in the second game.
You revisit that scene after Joel has killed the doctor, which presumably you would have done in the first game, and then you come in and.
Oh, I mean, when he dies, is it a cutscene or do you actually? Play through
Joel!
it?
No, it's a cutscene.
Oh.
But you're playing as Ellie, and you show up, and then Abby, the character, the daughter of the doctor that Joel killed, is killing him with a golf club. And for some reason, that was such like a point of contention. People are like, with a golf club? Like,
Who cares?
Because the whole thing
People
is
thought he went out like a bitch.
yeah, and it's like
He's an old man and a mass murderer. Like,
Well, he'd also
Okay.
just gotten his fucking leg blown up.
well,
by a
and also
shotgun.
the whole point of it is everyone was all upset that Joel was trying to be helpful to the people that killed him. Like, Joel would never do that. That's the whole point. Is like Joel, as selfish as it is, saved Ellie, right? And then learned compassion while he was at Jackson, let his guard down and realized, I should probably be helping people. So the whole point of the story, and people were so mad about this, that like the whole plot is the cycle of violence, right? And then at some point, somebody has to break the chain for that. Joel got his cake and then wanted to eat it too,
and
basically.
he couldn't.
And he couldn't. And so he was starting the path of turning over the new leaf again and starting to help people. So when they were like, oh, he would never give up his name to random strangers, that's what Jackson's there to do. They help people. And so Joel learned from the community, from Ellie and his brother and everybody. And so he let his guard down, and that's what fucked him, because he did all these miserable things to so many other people. Now, it was in the name of saving his relationship with Ellie and everything. But that made...
Well, it's also implied that he did a lot more before any of that.
Yeah,
I
which
want
is
to
not.
capitalize, excuse me, on this moment to tie this back to the leak. You were just talking about how the theme is, breaking this cycle of vengeance and going down the high road. So this leak was carried out by like a 20-something-year-old kid. And it seemed like the bits that he released was deliberately done in a way to cause contention among the fan base. A lot of people were upset, like you were just talking about, over how Joel died, and the plot points that were released at that point made it seem like the story was going to go a direction that ultimately it did not, but a lot of people were upset about it nonetheless, and it caused an uproar. And this 20-year-old kid, he was actually a super fan of The Last of Us too. And he was basically trying to force Naughty Dog's hand in releasing the game early.
Why?
Because he was a fan. He just wanted...
So he liked the script. He released it. He was like, well, I want to play the game.
Is this like who was it, Paul McCartney moment where it's like, I love you so much, and then shot him? Who was the musical artist?
Well, Paul McCartney's still alive.
You think it's John Lennon?
Was it John Lennon?
The Beatles?
Yeah, somebody shot... I'm not a music guy, so I don't know. But somebody was like, I just love you so much, and then killed him because... I don't remember. Somebody will say.
Through the research I was doing, I saw that the creator of The Last of Us was pretty pissed off at this kid. Understandably so. And initially he wanted to carry out the highest form of punishment that he was going to be able to. And
sue him?
Whatever legal action that
That's the American way, baby.
Yeah. But ultimately there was kind of an irony in this situation because, like we were just discussing, the game has this theme of breaking the cycle of hate and vengeance. And so ultimately that did not come to pass.
Well, why not?
Well, the creator just didn't want to be the antithesis to the whole point of his story.
Yeah, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of your message if you're like, I'm going to prosecute you to the highest letter of the law, but my story is about not doing that. So
forgiveness.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe they should have just taken a golf club to that kid's head.
What if they just didn't release the game?
That would have been the best, funniest outcome.
Absolutely.
I'd be like,
they invite him and they're like,
leaked it? We don't need to release the game.
Yeah, fuck you.
Like, hey,
it's out
guys,
there. Make your fan video. Make your fucking fan video now.
All in good faith. Just come to the Naughty Dog Studio. We just want to talk to you. He shows up and then he flips on the Wii Sports fucking music and he's like, oh no. And the fucking 9-iron comes out.
Oh, Jesus.
No, that would have been like the best play.
So
it's just to never fucking release it and just make this guy look like a fucking lunatic. He's the real fucking crazy person.
Well, I think everyone would have lost millions of dollars.
Now, who cares? It's Sony.
Everyone kind of came to the conclusion that the kid was being a fucking...
Well, yeah, he was. He was being a...
Mm-hmm.
What's the only word for it? He's a shit stick. You're ruining so many people have creatively contributed to this project, and you're releasing something early, ostensibly because you love it. Well, if you loved it, then why didn't you respect the timeline that they needed to release it?
Because people are crazy.
Yeah. Can we bleep the word I used there? I feel bad about using that word.
What, cunt?
Yeah.
No, fucking leave it in.
I hear what you're saying, though. You know, like it's interesting to ponder the motives behind people who carry out these leaks. This person initially didn't seem like it was born from a purely negative standpoint. He was a fan and just wanted to get his hands on the game early.
Well, it sounds selfish.
It is
which
selfish.
Is negative.
I guess initially it wasn't like he hated The Last of Us, you know? But I just wanted to raise the question, you know, Cody, I was just such a big fan of you. And I just want to know whether you forgive me.
You're a fucking crazy person.
Look, I know the content didn't reach the intended audience in the way that you hoped for.
Are you saying you released the script to Cody's jack-off video to the internet?
The script.
Not only the script, but I got the complete studio 10-year plan. 2 years from now, Jack Off 2.
Jack Off Part 2.
Jack Off Part 2.
So was there any consequence for this? Because here's the thing. They released it early, but I feel like the controversy about the story stuff would have happened one way or another. Because no, they released the guy released the script early.
Oh,
sorry, I wasn't being clear.
Sorry.
And it was like a full 2 or 3 months in event. It might have even been longer than that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
The whole matter was just let go.
But that's what I mean. Did it actually have a lasting consequence when this kid did it? Because they were so close to release anyway. And the people who would have backlash about the story beats would have backlash about it anyway. They just got that reaction earlier.
Well, I think having certain elements of the story intentionally leaked to cause a ruckus among the community definitely taints the lead up to the product, you know? Rather than getting to experience it for themselves, a lot of people out there who, like Cody, just couldn't help themselves and went after the spoilers.
Or sometimes the spoilers just come after me.
That's not true. You seek it out every time. You don't have any excuse. But would those people have played the game in the first place? I guess is the question I'm trying to ask. You know, would they have played it anyway? I feel like the people who are willing to sit down and either read I don't know who the fuck is willing to read a 36-hour script.
Speed reader.
But the people who would seek that information out, whether it's in, bulleted spoiler points like our wonderful Cody over here or the full thing, I feel like they wouldn't be playing the game anyway.
I mean, I didn't seek out spoilers, but I still played the game afterward. But it did I knew the moment was coming before the spoilers were even out. But I would have liked it a lot more. Like, it was impossible to get away from. Like, the headlines were basically like, Joel gets killed with a 9-iron, and it ruined the fucking moment. Like, it was still hard to watch, but it's like it.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah, well,
you figured Joel's gonna die anyway, but now you got.
But the specifics, the specifics of it were out there, and I was like, man, I wish I hadn't seen this. I wish I didn't know the exactness of this moment, because it would have been far more impactful if I didn't. But
when you guys are planning on playing a game, do you watch a walkthrough of it before you, or look up a walkthrough before you do it? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you're not, if you're truly intending to engage with the material, I feel like you're not making that conscious choice to seek things out. And obviously, I know it's
true.
Unavoidable. Well, he's a special case.
Well, no, I feel like Cody's a pretty regular case. Like, most people can't help themselves and they want to go. Like, I respect our friend. You can bleep that out, but he will basically turn the internet off if he's looking forward to something.
My man.
Yeah. He won't even, and I avoid spoilers. If they happen to show up, I'm like, wow, that fucking sucks.
But I'm not looking up synopses for movies that I'm going to go see.
But I feel like that's not the norm. I feel like most people
Cody's example is a bad one, though. Cody's example is a bad one because it's something ongoing.
But correct. I don't watch movie trailers anymore.
That's what I mean.
I don't watch movie trailers anymore because it shows way too much, and I'll read this movie is about a guy that goes and does this thing. I'm like, that movie sounds great, and I'll look at some reviews. I'm like, okay, it's this. I don't watch movie trailers anymore. They show way too fucking much, and I hate it.
Well, I saw the most recent M. Night film just the other day. Trap. You guys ever heard of this? Seen the trailer for it?
Looks real cool.
No.
It's ostensibly about a serial killer who takes his daughter to and that's not a spoiler because it's in the fucking trailer, and it's really not treated as a twist at all. For
Cody doesn't watch trailers, bro.
What the fuck?
Well, it's not. It's not a twist. It gets revealed. It gets revealed to the audience within the first 10 minutes.
Is this the one where he's going to a concert?
Yep. Okay. The concert is M. Night's daughter, but that's not really important.
And the police are everywhere.
Yeah, the cops are everywhere because it's a trap for him. But it's really a movie about. The twist is that it's really a movie about loving your daughter. But you wouldn't know that from the trailer. You'd just think, oh, this guy probably jacks off in a bathroom to the videos of the people that he has hostage.
So he just doesn't want to go to jail so he can be a father?
Well, it's complicated. I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't get further into it. But I just mean, if you were to watch, you're right about trailers. They just give away a lot of the plot and the premise for things now. So it's kind of hard to engage with anything to hype yourself up. That's why I think your friend that you mentioned has the right idea. Just don't. Just shut your shit off until you go engage with it. Really.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
So we discussed a little bit there some of the various repercussions of a substantial leak like this. Another high profile one that comes to mind happened fairly recently too. And I'm talking about Grand Theft Auto 6.
What happened with this one? I'm not familiar.
There was an 18-year-old kid, right? And he belongs to a cybercrime gang by the name of Lapsus $.
Lapdance $?
Lapdance $.
Okay.
This happened in September of 2022. And basically this kid, Arian Kurtaj, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but we're just going to go with that.
Austin, does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Give us the rundown here.
I've never had
What's the name again?
Arian Kurtaj.
How do you spell Arian?
Arion.
I can never unhear.
Or maybe Orion?
I had a guy in my platoon that had a speech impediment, and he mixed up his L's and his R's. And I could not unhear after listening to him talk. Anytime someone says Arian.
How many people are saying Arian to you?
Not a lot. But in the
really,
instance.
Austin?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Not those weekly meetings you go to?
They're bi-weekly now. So we can't get together as much as we used to be able to. Every time, if you say Aryan, you're just saying alien with his speech impediment.
The Trade Federation impediment,
I can never unhear that. So alien or Aryan, you're just saying alien with a speech impediment.
Yeah. So alien, what was the last name?
Kurtaj.
Is Kurtaj in your book of last names?
No, I've never heard Kurtaj before.
Well, pencil it in there, will you?
I will, yeah.
Okay.
What ethnicity does that come from?
Aryan.
Is that something you write down with each of the names?
No, I'm just interested. Yeah, what part of the world does that come from?
I'm assuming he's British. I don't know why. I have a feeling.
I'm fairly certain you're right.
That doesn't sound British to me.
I got a nose for it. It's unfortunate.
Maybe you'll take over as the last names
Bad
guy.
smell.
I forgot
No.
to make note of the nationality, but I'm pretty sure you're right, Liam. So technically at this point, I don't believe Grand Theft Auto 6 had been formally announced. Like, I mean, everybody knew it was coming.
When was this?
September 2022.
Oh, so not recent. Because hasn't shit
Recent-ish.
come out recently about it? Haven't they had official announcements about it?
There's been one trailer that I want to say came out in December of 2023 or maybe like January. It was sometime in the winter.
There was alligators. There was a woman twerking on top of a car.
Is it
lot
in
of-
Florida?
It is in Florida. The
Wait,
trailer
really? Is it in Florida?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Oh.
trailer
Florida.
makes fun of a lot of famous Florida man incidents too.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
I was hoping we would go back up to the Northeast and that we would see like Liberty City again because I'm tired of the tropical.
The Grand Theft Auto Maine.
The what?
Grand Theft Auto Maine.
You just be playing fucking Far Cry at that point.
Everybody
Grand Theft-
on the
sorry,
road is
took
just
me a
drunk
minute.
driving.
We gotta get these
People
lobsters.
firing off guns. Yeah, lobsters. Every mission is centered around either going to Dunkin' Donuts or fishing for lobster.
We gotta replace the light bulb at the top of the fucking light tower lighthouse.
Come on.
That light tower's need us. All you needed to do was follow the damn lighthouse, CJ.
Oh my god.
You tickled Cody there.
Don't ever change.
So what happened with the Grand Theft Auto? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt about the British people.
You're good. So it's interesting to me to see how this is a motive that's a little bit different. This one is entirely just fuckery. There was malicious intent. He basically just did it because he could and demanded a ransom from Rockstar.
Wait, so what do they have like a mission statement? This group of cybercrime people, you said?
Bunch of fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the lamest shit.
I did
I'm
not
part of a cybercrime gang.
dig that deep, admittedly. However, they
we're pushing back against the corporate overlords.
they
He's
Send me
about to
50
start
quid and I
rapping.
won't release a video, all right?
Yeah, I do live in London with me mum.
they
Your
targeted
mum's got grocery needs too, eh?
they targeted not only Rockstar but other companies as well, like Uber and Nvidia.
Fucking Uber?
Yeah,
What did they have for Uber that they could have released?
Fucking
I guess
credit
we'll
card
never know.
details.
I imagine customer information and account details, stuff like that.
All right.
So he managed to gain access.
I'm sorry, hold on. I can't wait for them to release my fucking Uber Eats details. See how many times I go to fucking Taco Bell.
Do you want to just
Oh,
get out
God.
ahead of it right now?
No,
What's your
I
order?
I want the world to find out.
Wait,
What's your order?
So you would have to order from down the street.
You're
that way,
encouraging a leak right now.
pretty far.
It's not that
So
far.
you
It's
wanna-
like 15 minutes to the Taco Bell,
Is it,
right?
is it 15 minutes?
Maybe 20.
It's like
Okay.
It's
I
like
said 20.
All right. Yeah, and I guess if someone else is getting it for you, then
everyone's just like, oh my god. Yes, I need to know what everybody eats. Release the details. The eat tails.
Oh God.
So
The Uber
what's your
Eats.
Uber Eats order, Cody?
Oh, I don't even have an Uber Eats.
What's the
account.
Taco Bell order?
How did you?
What's
Huh?
the Taco Bell order, Cody?
My Taco Bell order?
Yeah, fill me
The cheese and the steak quesadilla.
in.
Crunchwrap.
Oh yeah.
No
Oh,
crunch wrap.
You don't do a crunch wrap?
Crunchwrap is the
You're a f-
go-to.
You're a fucking Philistine. You're a fucking troglodyte. You don't get a
Can I
crunch wrap.
look it up real quick?
Thank you, Austin.
Yeah, and in it, okay, I know in my heart of hearts, you get Baja Blast. You have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yep.
Full sugar or diet?
Full sugar.
Yeah. What's this diet? Does they make a heathen Baja Blast?
The man's tooth is literally disappearing inside of his skull.
I get the grilled cheese burrito.
We go full bore or nothing here. Okay.
Full speed ahead to oblivion.
Boop boop boop. You're going on that.
It's my Taco Bell order.
Yeah, I get the chicken enchilada burrito and I get the grilled cheese burrito.
That's okay. That's all right.
I get
Me-
those. I get
It's
all
no
three of
crunch
those at the same
wrap.
time.
I don't know. You know
I like
me.
the breakfast crunch wrap better.
I have not had their breakfast stuff. I get their cravings boxes because it's a really great deal. There's no fucking fast food place that is cheap anymore except Taco Bell. Cravings box is like $5.50 for a veggie cravings box, which works for me, and it's like $6.50 for a regular one. I think now. Used to just be flat $5, which is
This
good.
podcast brought to you by. Just kidding.
I'm sorry.
know what?
I got
If we can
reminded
get-
of the Death Note
If we can get a Taco Bell sponsor, I'm all for it. I would absolutely love to do ads for Taco Bell. That could be our first sponsor. I'll kiss the Taco Bell Chihuahua. I'll do it.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Yo, he's dead.
I would expect nothing less.
Recipes. Also, that whole ad campaign for the Chihuahua made them no fucking money.
Well, because no one remembers it.
I had one of those stuffed chihuahuas that you like press a button and it would say different things.
Yeah, it made them zero money.
Like,
they threw money away.
Everyone knows who Ronald McDonald is. To this day, you and I debate about whether Wendy has a toothy smile or DSLs.
She's got DSLs.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's not a debate. We're on the same page.
We're on this. Okay, so but we talk about it.
Wait, hold up. What about Ronald McDonald?
Well, Ronald McDonald's. He hangs out with Jared from Subway a lot.
Oh no!
What?
And they're predatoring on Wendy.
That's why. Well, that's why they have the ball pit
to bring Wendy over.
Yeah,
I didn't know this. It's very disappointing to hear. But you know what? At least the King's not in the mix there.
Well, no, the King's outside hiding in the bush. You ever play the fucking Burger King?
Sneak King? Of course I have.
Yeah.
I had it on the Xbox.
Yeah,
I had two. I forget what the third one was, but there was like Big Bumpin' it was a bumper cars
yes.
game.
Was that
and
one
then Sneak
spoiled?
King. Was it spoiled?
Did you know you were going to find the king?
Well, you don't
Before
find
you
the
play
king.
the
You
game?
play as the king, and you're in bumper cars trying to bump into people and give them burgers.
So then it probably wasn't spoiled.
Sneak King was a stealth video game where you had to sneak around, sneaking up on people to give them burgers.
Yep.
And I don't remember there was a third one, but I don't remember
either.
Always got to put a positive twist on the royal
I
family.
actually still probably have Sneak King if you guys want to play it. I could bring
I
it
do
over.
want to play
We
that.
should play it.
I'll see if I can't find it. I might have gotten rid of it, but I think that was one of the few Xbox games that I held on to after I got rid of all my shit.
That one was compelling enough. You wanted to hang on to the Sneak King.
It's like a prize, man. Like honestly, I've had it for years, and I was just like, oh,
It's so fucking funny. I watch people play that game all the time. It's because like the dumbest shit will happen.
You know, if I had gone into this campaign not knowing that he would surprise Whopper somebody, I think it would have been a better experience.
well, it's sort of a non-consensual Whopper. But
Has some real Jacob energy.
let's bring it back to Taco Bell so we can eventually move out of that and back into what we were talking about, whatever the fuck we were talking about to get into this.
Uber Eats.
Curtage.
Your Taco Bell order, Uber Eats, leaks. I'm bringing it back. I'm climbing back up the rope. We're getting
leaks.
You're
back
trying
on
to,
the
you're
ledge.
trying to escape from Jared.
I don't want, we
What?
can
You don't want to
revisit
escape? You
Jared.
don't want to escape from Jared?
What
I
is
don't have
happening?
to escape. He's in prison. I'm trying to bring us back to the subject, and Cody is dragging me back down. I tried to get out, but he's pulling me right back in.
Are you saying that Jared wouldn't be interested in you?
No, I'm too old.
Yeah, but at the time, we were prime real estate for Jared at the time.
I honestly don't think I would have been sexy to him. Which is, it kind of hurts to say that.
You
to
go
be
to do
totally
a
honest.
conjugal visit and you're like, I just need to know. And you bring a photo of you from the time. You're like, does this
You think
entice you at all?
you think he's still got that Subway black card sway in the prison? Hey, let me eat a conjugal. Make it fresh.
He like puts it into the mirror, like when people put like photos of their beloved in the mirror in the cell, but it's just a Subway fucking.
It's like that Always Sunny episode where Mac was upset that the gym teacher didn't molest him or whatever.
What do you think? What do you think it felt like to be the guy who canceled Jared's unlimited Subway black
We
card?
will never financially recover from this.
No, I feel like it must have been so satisfying to like click whatever buttons you click on your computer to be like delete.
Felon.
There's a keyboard shortcut for that already. Shortcut.
The FBI just hits a button.
Shortcut.
Felon.
All right, so we were
Do
talking
not
about
collect
leaks.
$200.
Talking about the British, they got the Uber Eats. So what
the
happened?
British.
What happened with the British GTA?
He managed to gain access to Rockstar's internal Slack messaging board. And this is how he got his grubby little hands on all of these.
His little rat paws.
Various gameplay clips, pre-alpha footage, which was released into the wild and revealed things like how GTA 6 is going to have like a Bonnie and Clyde theme. And beyond that, it showed obviously work in progress graphics, but in internet fashion, a lot of people are very quick to jump the gun and shit on something that they believe is representative of what the final product is going to look like when that is not at all the case.
Oi, GTA's fucking woke now. Is that what they're saying?
I mean, really,
Did you see how fucking politely? I can't do it. Did you see how politely they're fucking asking for the money these days?
I like that you failed
lost it.
mid-act.
I lost it.
You
I
never
felt
had it, friend.
I felt it fumble out of my mouth. It was even worse. Like it was. At least there was something hanging out, and then it just.
I give
came
you an
out.
A for the effort
Yeah. Well, I try.
and a plus for knowing your limitations.
It just didn't happen.
It was kind of cataclysmic because at this point, Rockstar had not officially disclosed any details or gameplay for Grand Theft Auto 6. And what's kind of astounding to me is at this point, the kid, Kurtaj, he was already reprimanded for one of these other hacks that he helped the cybercrime group carry out. And he was basically under house arrest in a hotel, had his laptop confiscated, and he managed to get into Rockstar's systems using nothing but a phone, I think a TV, and an Amazon Fire Stick.
Well, if he wasn't British, I would say it sounds like he earned it.
What makes why?
Well, that's just impressive. Did they prosecute him? Did they sue him? They sue his ass to hell?
So initially, if I'm not mistaken,
sue his ass back to jolly old London.
It turned out this guy is severely autistic.
Yeah. The old Spectrum defense.
They didn't.
Rockstar was right there with their shark card about to fucking drop all the GTA money on the fucking on the court case and be
if
like,
anyone's got it, it's them.
Yeah, he's like just like waving it up in the air, ready to slap this kid down. He's like, God damn it, we can't.
They're holding their card up like they're Yuki Moto.
They were basically like giving him a chance to drop what he was doing. And he was like basically going on about, no, I'm going to get right back to this. If you fucking let me go, I'm going to keep doing it.
You've activated my shark card.
They didn't throw him in prison because of his severe autism. And basically he is now, if I'm not mistaken, on house arrest in a hospital for the rest of his life, unless doctors deem him not a threat.
All right, buddy. As soon as your chromosome profile changes, we're coming after you. You're on the watch list now.
Do you think they're going to make him earn enough GTA bucks before he can get out of the facility? It's like, yeah, you're going to be you're going to be in jail. You got to be in GTA Online, and you have to play GTA Online until you earn X amount of GTA dollars. But in a private server that is only filled
with level 2000 people.
No, with Rockstar employees, and they have cheats enabled for them. So they can just keep blasting his ass.
I hated that game playing. Okay, not the game. I hated online playing it when I tried to play it for fun. If I had to do it as a punishment, I would probably rather die.
That's
so would Arian.
Yeah, I don't know. The online was not fun. I didn't like it.
4 was better, I think.
Yeah, because you just ran around.
We used to fucking play.
Just running around. I'll show you guys that clip. That's a good clip.
Helicopter Ninja. Samurai.
Helicopter Samurai.
I think you can judge the quality of a GTA by how much uncensored penis is in it. 4 had a good amount.
Yeah, only the one scene, right? In The Lost and the Damned?
Adam Salomon.
No, I think there was some in the Battle of Gay Tony too, right?
Was there?
I think so.
I don't remember there being any in there.
They missed it.
They did.
Great riff.
Yeah,
whatever it was, I didn't hear it, but I'm sure it was good.
I said that Adam saw my uncensored penis.
Yeah. Cody's like Stubbs, the politician in the DLC.
Where Cody is like Stubbs.
They go the whole conversation and they like block it out, and then at the end they just show it. Don't open that.
It was kind of a multi-consequential situation though, because not only did he damaged the image of the game before its first trailer had even come out, like nearly a year or so prior. But on top of that, Rockstar reported to BBC that...
Play back cock?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what? You want to say that again?
You fumbled on it a little bit.
Fumbled it, so big black cock.
There you go.
That
God damn it.
Kurtaj's efforts cost them thousands of hours of manpower or like work. And I think they said about $5 million.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't sue him though? It can't be because he's autistic.
Yeah, the judge deemed that he wasn't fit to stand trial, and
he's proficient enough to hack into their servers using, you said, an Amazon Fire Stick, a phone,
and like a TV, a hotel TV.
He was just stimming. It was an accident.
Well, that's what that's how we got Adam out of his whole...
Don't want to...
He was adjudicated mentally
we might have got him out,
defective.
but the case is still ongoing, so let's just...
Okay, I'm sorry.
Keep it on the...
I'm sorry, Adam. I don't want to...
We're on the same team.
No official statements until everything is resolved.
Fuck.
But okay, so if he didn't get prosecuted, how can they measure that they lost $5 million in revenue when the game's not even live yet?
That was what I was pondering myself too. I couldn't find a direct answer for that, but I figure what probably is the case is...
Legal fees,
and the fact that it has... GTA 5 came out in 2012, right?
13.
2013 on the Xbox 360. That game is still a powerhouse and Rockstar's primary moneymaker to this day. So they need to follow that up with something that's going to be better.
Well, but
They
it's still live and they still update it to every platform. Will you you have the internet available right there? Will you just quickly Google how much revenue they've made in total from
it's like $1 trillion.
Dude,
GTA Online? I want to know because it is an insane amount of money.
They abandoned Red Dead 2 Online because it didn't bring in the same amount of revenue. Like,
why would you want to diversify your revenue stream when you have a huge money maker?
Well, I know they're just fucking assholes about it, but everyone was super excited because everyone really liked the original Red Dead Online, and they're like, man, I can't wait for this to get the GTA 5 treatment. And they're like, actually, we don't want to try. We're just going to keep doing GTA 5.
Adam, what's the 411?
It seems as of last summer, it has generated about $8 billion.
That's not as much money as I thought.
That's not as much as I thought either, but that's still an insane
for a game that came out in 2013 that's still generating revenue.
Is that specifically GTA Online funds, or is that the total sales of the game itself combined with the funds?
I think that's all of the above.
I mean, the game itself is probably a small, tiny fraction of that.
I mean, that's more money than what Dr. Evil asked for, even after inflation.
It's true.
That's so true.
This is very true.
Makes such a fine point. Honestly. Can you imagine if Dr. Evil had Rockstar money?
Yeah.
The evil he could do?
I call him Mini Me.
He could have 2 mini-me's.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore, but he could have.
Rest in peace, Vern Troyer. I'll never forget you and your butterball turkey.
So if anything, I feel like sometimes
move that.
these leaks can have positive consequences for the companies that are getting leaked on.
Care to elaborate on that opinion?
They're getting
they get free publicity. Like The Last of Us. Yeah, sure. It came out early. People read it and they were like, I ruined it for myself. But at the same time, you had a whole conversation surrounding the game for the 3 months leading up to the game.
Free
where people
publicity.
were fervently arguing about plot points, and it definitely generates interest and gets people to engage with the game.
It did lower the what is it called when you launch sales?
Projected sales.
Yeah, the projected sales on launch. It did eventually snowball and people end up buying the game.
Did they ever make Last of Us Online too?
They were talking about it. I don't know that they ever did. I was never a huge fan of factions, honestly. I never really played it. The Last of Us is almost solely a solo experience for me. But
it is a single player game, so that's good.
Yeah, but they have a multiplayer, believe it or not. Yeah, that lip curl, I feel that in my soul. I don't think it needed it either, but people love it.
I like the idea of the multiplayer, but maybe not for that game.
Not in a match to match sort of deal, and then they want to make it like a camp that you go back to, but it's just a menu. It's not good. I didn't like it. Not my cup of tea.
Do you want to play an online, thing where you craft stuff and work with people? Go play Rust with Adam.
I knew you were fucking going that way.
Well, I did pause for 5 seconds in the middle of me trying.
Is this some point of contention?
You wanna?
Well, no. Adam texted the group chat the other day. Once he was freed, he texted. He's like, "Guys, I really
first thing I want to do is play Rust.
I want to play Rust. Yeah."
As soon as I took my phone out of the plastic bag.
Yeah.
I won my one phone call and then starts fucking getting on Rust.
I really need to stream this. My subs are going to be fucking through the roof after they hear the story I went through.
Hey, like we were just talking about, any publicity is good publicity, right?
It's true.
There's just one more little thing I would like to touch upon. Another really substantial leak for a franchise that seemingly could be making a comeback in the near future.
Is it Valve and Half-Life 3?
It sure is.
I fucking knew it.
I want to tread carefully because I haven't read any of these. I guess that kind of defeats the whole purpose.
I'm not going to be talking about the Half-Life 3
first
leaks.
Off, Gordon Freeman gets beat to death in the first half of the game
with
using
his
a
crowbar.
frozen turkey leg.
First try.
So I won't talk too much about the Half-Life 3 leaks. I'm going to talk about Half-Life 2. A little bit before Half-Life 2 came out, the entire source code for that game, as well as a playable build, was leaked online. This was also done by another fan or kid. I believe he was in his late teens or early 20s as well. Essentially, this...
The fucking younger generation coming out,
kids destroying
shit.
Kids these days got too much time on their hands.
Oh my God, those
kids in
millennials.
2004.
This one is interesting, though. I believe it wasn't entirely clear as to how he got his hands on this material, but Valve is notoriously one of the most tight-knit developers out there. Like, it is really hard to dig deep into anything that they got going on behind the scenes unless you're like an expert data miner or you're connected somehow. This kid managed to release a build of the game into the wild before it had even come out. So Gabe Newell, the CEO of Valve, was like, okay, we've been compromised. Somebody within our own team has gone and leaked this material.
Hey, kid, come to the Valve office. I just want to talk to you. And then it plays fucking Sector Sweep. Grabs the crowbar.
So they wanted to figure out what measures that, they could take. What ended up happening was this kid was also a fan of Half-Life and was so bold.
So they set up an entire concert of just the Half-Life soundtrack and they invited him to it. And then they surrounded the place with cops.
I believe he was
I
from
hope you
Germany.
love your daughter, kid.
The measures that at that time Valve took was kind of trying to ask for assistance from the community, because a lot of people were actually very sympathetic over this particular leak and wanted to assist and figure out how they could help. Ultimately, what ended up happening was this kid kind of confessed on his own, and I think he said maybe like a buddy of his gave it to him or something, and then he released it into the wild. And he had an email exchange, I believe, with Gabe Newell, and even said, I am just such a big fan. I am super sorry I did this. He even went as far as to ask for a job.
And did he get one?
So what
No.
ended up happening was
I don't know.
Gabe Newell basically just was kind of yanking his chain a little bit and was trying to like feed into it and be like, yeah, we'll fly you out to the States and we'll have a nice conversation about all of this.
So he did say, yeah, just come to the Valve office. I just want to talk to you.
Yeah. But we can talk about that as long as you admit on record that you did this. And he was initially going to agree to this. And the plan was they had the FBI waiting for him in the States and they were going to punish him as much as they fucking could.
Yeah, dude. It's like when they catch those people and they're like, you win a free trip. And they're like, oh, you're actually there at the January 6th insurrection. And they're like, but where's my free trip? And they just go to jail.
What ended up happening was the German police actually got to him first.
Those goddamn Germans.
I think he faced a lesser punishment than he would have in the States because Gabe Newell wanted to exercise the full extent of the law against him, essentially. His punishment ended up being not so severe because I believe it was like a first-time offense. And
was this guy British?
German.
Okay, good. I just
He's like,
wanted to know
that's going to change it.
I didn't know if I needed to switch sides on this one.
He was German, and essentially, I think he got off relatively easily because he fessed up and was like, yeah, I did this, and I'm remorseful.
I got away with it.
And I'm a fan.
Oh, I'm just a big fan of Gordon Freeman, yeah.
But initially, the lengths that Valve were willing to go through was to essentially bait him into coming to the States and ambushing him.
Did Danger 5 capture him?
Was his name Adolf Hitler? If not, then probably no.
He probably not. He just dove through a window.
This leads me to a
Shout
question
out to the Australian listeners
that I would like to ask you guys. And this will kind of tie back to the beginning a little bit, Cody, for you maybe. Austin and Liam, maybe you'll have different answers. But imagine that you're in the position of somebody like Gabe Newell.
I was in a position, all right.
Sensitive material of yours has been let loose into the wild.
Is Gabe Newell in the shower?
Imagine, if you will, you're in a
Gabe
shower.
Newell in the shower.
You're hard. You're cranking your hog.
You've got soft R. Kelly on in the background.
Soft R. Kelly.
Your hand slips and you send your Snapchat to your wrong friend.
You've
What do you
just
do?
got off the phone with your good friend Jared Fogle. You have to Skype him frantically once you're done.
The panic sets in, the shame, the erection, flaccid.
Jared, please, you won't be interested. Please, don't.
I want to
Welcome
pick your
to-
brains.
The Crankin My Hog Zone.
Yes, Adam.
The Crankin
Is
My
there any-
Hog Zone.
Can I ask, is there truly anything worth picking in these brains?
Yeah, I am curious, especially with you,
Stop
Cody.
looking at me.
You find
You've
out.
seen enough of me. Stop glaring at me.
Oh my God. You're tearing me up with your eyes.
Stop. I'm going to get hard.
I'm already there.
So
You're
what would we
welcome
do?
to.
What would we do if we were Gabe Newell?
What would you do if you found out who was responsible for these leaks and you had the power to issue the punishment?
And in this scenario, we're Gabe Newell, and it's Half-Life 2.
You're Gabe Newell, or perhaps maybe if you want to approach it from a different angle, you're somebody like Austin who cares passionately about a franchise, and maybe you wanted to see a different outcome for how things panned out. Like, we can explore it from either of those sort of.
Oh,
Personally-
I got one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, you go ahead.
I'm the Pentagon, right?
No, you're
Okay.
Gabe Newell.
I'm the Pentagon.
You're Gabe
One and the
Newell.
same.
And they found out that my money is missing. And then all of a
Oh
sudden,
no! Hey, so we're gonna have an audit real quick. All right, awesome.
All right,
I got
awesome.
something for you, buddy.
boom, 9/11.
Mr. President, why don't you go read to some kindergartners? We got this handled.
Anyway, so Gabe Newell. You're Gabe Newell.
I'm Gabe Newell.
You're in the shower.
I'm in the shower.
You just found out that your game has been leaked,
Yeah,
including the extended sequence of you in the game in the shower,
right.
cranking your hog.
Cracking my hog.
Cracking your hog.
Cracking your
Oh my
hog.
God,
My
dude.
de-shelled hog.
Okay, so if I'm Gabe Newell and I'm in the shower and I'm hearing about this now,
And I
this
crack it.
this horrible child that is trying to put a pockmark on the face of my immaculate company that I have spent years building
Company.
up. What I would do is I would mobilize the strike force and see there is a real world version of the Team Fortress 2 characters ready to go at any moment to take care of somebody like this. But the thing is that Gabe has not always been on good terms with the United States government. So extrajudicial killings are kind of like, you know, got to keep it on the down low.
It costs $400,000 to fire this weapon for 12 seconds.
Here's the thing. You're talking Half-Life 2 pre-release leak. You gave a $5 million estimate. $400,000, 12 seconds. That's a pretty good deal.
That's a lot of hats.
So I'd get this kid on a
Get
plane.
paid
I'd
in
say,
hats.
I'd say, hey, come here. We're going to give you a triple, I forget what it's called, the triple top hat, right? You know, come to Valve. We got a special Team Fortress 2 hat for you. Have him show up. You get him blasted. Then you just throw him in a pit somewhere, you know, or a barrel with some Half-Life ooze.
And then there's
Be
a trailer
appropriate.
for Meet the Adjudicated Mentally Defective Kid that you can't see.
That's what I would do as Gabe Newell anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd hire the spy.
You would hire the spy?
Yeah, specifically.
Is that your actual answer? And if so, is this in regard to the leak that you were a part of personally, or is this from your hypothetical standpoint?
You know what I would do actually if I were Gabe Newell?
What would you do?
I would use my extensive powers of influence. First of all, I'd kill the kid. Like I said, I'd blast him. So that would be over and done with. No one would ever know about it. So as far as we know, oh yeah, you get arrested by German police. He's doing fine. They have easier fines in Germany. He never came here on a plane. What are you talking about? It
Germany
didn't work.
does get off easy a lot of the time.
Yeah, you know, he definitely didn't get on a plane to the U.S. and then disappear. So I do that.
No, to Argentina.
Is that where Valve is based out of?
N-
They're
I
using
think
a
we're
lot
onto
of
something here.
scientists.
No, yeah, all the ones that didn't
Lot
get
of old
pardoned
head
and brought in as
scientists.
atomic scientists went down to Argentina. Yeah.
to work on Half-Life. Half-Life 2's code name when they were working on it was Project Paperclip.
Clippy.
So yes, oh please,
Please
don't. bring up Clippy. But so yeah, I would go ahead and I would ice the kid.
Okay.
Then I would immediately set out to work on a massive storefront and also a system where users would generate content that would then make me money. And then I would sit on that for a long time. And then at some point I would sort of sprinkle in something in there to hint that I'm going to make a sequel to any one of the games that has been released by my massive company. But then, before any of that happened, I would then use my immense wealth and power to end every podcast ever. I would say, I'm Gabe Newell, and I want podcasts to be over and done with. I have hat money. You can't stop me. It's done.
And CSGO skin money.
What do you guys think?
Foreskin
Good plan?
money.
Good plan?
Well, I still haven't gotten these two fuckers' answers.
Kill the kid. I'm with Liam. Fucking ice that motherfucker. Not like, well, ice him because he's coming over the border illegally.
Do we leave that in?
Sure.
That's up to you, buddy. You're the one editing this.
I thought that was really funny.
All right. Well, Austin, do you share their sentiment?
I know it's a bit, but no. No. I want to know what it is with children that get so excited about something that they just want to fucking ruin it for everybody else.
Ask Jared.
Yeah, that's the inverse. That's the inverse problem. He just loved people's $5 footlongs so much. He just had to get in there.
He lost so much
He
weight.
got in there before they were footlongs.
That's
I tried.
bad. That's bad.
Well, I'm Gabe Newell, and I am enacting my power to end podcasts.
I thought you were Liam, who also has the power to end podcasts.
Well, now I'm exiting the narrative. I'm pulling out. It was all fiction.
You're pulling out.
The podcast is still going.
Imagine, if you will, you're in the shower.
Something leaks.
Your hog is deshelled.
Thank you for joining us this week on another episode of the Learner's Permit podcast. Gentlemen, I hope I've enlightened you to some degree. Cody, you continue to enlighten me mentally every day. I just want you to know that.
You've seen all the outside. You're just getting to the depths of the inside.
He still hasn't seen my butthole yet.
That's true. We can work on that, though.
Yet.
That's
There's
what
a
I said,
natural progression to things.
yeah. An asshole progression.
As always, I feel stupider at the end of this episode than I did at the beginning.
But you look at me in a different light now.
No.
Why?
I sure don't.
Oh.
There's only one light in here.
I mean, with a rating like 7.5, you're casting a huge shadow. I don't know if I can look at you in the light anymore.
I'm ending it now.
All right. See you next week.
Come.
Bye.
You've been listening to Learner's Permit. Thanks for listening. We hope you learned something today. Until next time, goodbye.